Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the Return of the Obra Dinn, where we have now seen all of the vignettes, and I think that the next thing to do here is probably just try to construct a timeline, right? Make sure we have an understanding of the events, and try to pick up any clues that could lead to completion of sort of low-hanging fruit. Any identities, any fates that are easy to put together that we have the evidence for that I just haven't put together yet. But before we do that, I just want to say real quick, I probably should have said this earlier in the series, I apologize if you are typing very insightful things in the comments below, and I am apparently not responding to those. Probably this whole series will have been recorded by the time even the first few episodes are posted. A big part of that is just that I don't want to risk getting spoiled. I know people mean well, but people who have experienced the thing may accidentally say things that reveal stuff to me without intending to, It's just, I think it's better for the mystery, the process of me figuring out the mystery, to not read any comments until the thing is actually done. So, apologies, especially if you're pointing out, that I don't know stuff about geography and trying to correct my, my very bad American school geography and history knowledge, because I know it's bad. Anyway, let's do the thing, shall we? Starting with loose cargo. So an unknown soul was crushed by falling cargo. I think we know that this is somebody's brother, right? Because there's a vignette later where somebody gets upset about his brother having been crushed and accuses another person of being responsible. And then there's a third party present. They're like, oh no, I saw it. It's one of those things that happens. Because, this does, right, happen on ships. This is not necessarily the result of a curse or anything. This might just be bad, unfortunate stuff that happens on ships sometimes, but we can't really be sure. Also, I'm realizing that I'm not certain that there actually is a... Did anybody ever mention a curse? It's possible that's something that I came up with, just because I'm familiar with a lot of media where bad stuff happens on boats, and it's because of curses. There's always, cursed pirate treasure or whatever, So, I don't know, maybe there isn't a curse. Maybe this is just some bad stuff that happened. Unfortunately, we don't really have a lot to go on with this guy's identity. There is also an unidentified stowaway expecting free passage and eventual freedom who was crushed inside a falling barrel. Not really anything to be done about that, and this guy doesn't have an identity plate to fill in or anything. There's a couple of unidentified bodies on the passenger manifest. So this is just some weird stuff that happened. But why is this in the game? Hold on. Let's go down and look at that barrel and walk around in that vignette a little bit. Because that is a really strange thing, isn't it? So it was down here on the bottom deck. That's, of course, the proper nautical terminology. The bottom deck. Down there. Alright, let's step in here. I'm not clear on why this is even in the game. It must be here for a reason. Maybe this is the body. Maybe this is the brother that they were talking about, but no, it's got to be the guy who people knew was on the ship. Huh. Yeah, I don't really know why this is here. It doesn't look like there's anything significant going on in the vignette aside from this. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Is the chest containing the cursed, the conch shell, the magic conch shell, actually visible in this memory? Is that it? No, that's just a normal box. Yeah, this might just be some bad luck. It's possible. Alright, let's get refocus a little bit here and get back to constructing the timeline. So that stuff happens. Then we have two guys succumbing to a tragic illness. Don't really know what to make of this. Again, not necessarily supernatural in origin. This might just be one of those things. Also, a large cow was slaughtered for its meat. Remarkably, the cow does not appear on the passenger manifest. Then murder, and this is where we get our first glimpse of the chest. So, Nunzio Pasqua is knifed by Edward Nichols, but we're not clear on why, right? At this point, what is going on with Nichols? So this happened on the cargo deck, which is the... This is where the corpse is, right? Cargo deck is down here, though. This happened down here somewhere. 2 others were present. Hawk Sang Lao, who got framed for the murder, and Nichols, who obviously did the murder. Did all the murdering. So yeah, then they framed Nichols framed Lao, probably claiming that Lao had confessed to him. Yeah, and that's a real bad time. For some reason, something that the artist felt appropriate to sketch. Can't really get behind that decision. And then there's this. What happened here? At this point, the Formosans, did they flee the ship? Oh, by the way, I did remember to look this up. Formosa is just an older name for what we now call Taiwan. Unless Wikipedia lied to me. Or I guess unless I misunderstood Wikipedia. I would like to actually go to this memory. Can we do that? Where's... Corpse was moved post-mortem. Huh. Why are there 2 big footprints on my map there? That's weird. So this is out the first mate's window. This is where I found that. Okay, let's go have a look at that, because that might be something worth examining. So that is... Memory, man. Okay, yes, that is 1 deck up from where I'm at now. Over here. Nope, not that one. This one. Over here. Yeah.
On your toes. Go back there. Here. Captain!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up.
The whole crew will be on us. So... Hold on a second. I need to be on the other side of this thing. So here we have... This is one of the crew. Yeah, I'm not super clear on what's going on here. This guy looks like he's been bashed about the head. This guy is also looking pretty rough. This guy got speared, something awful. Hold on a second. Who the heck are you? You're in 2 memories. You disappeared during the doom. Okay, so you're still alive at this point. This particular spearing is not relevant to his death. Okay, let's ignore that then. So what... Are they being... They're being thrown off the ship, but like... into a lifeboat? They're being gently thrown off... Gently escorted into the ocean. And this guy was gonna stop that from happening. Maybe? Boy, I feel dumb as hell right now, but I cannot figure out what is happening in this scene. The previous scene is just the execution. And then here... Lim is upset. Load her up, we best push off. She doesn't want to be dragged off the ship. The whole crew will be on us. The yell of Captain here, this is somebody like, hey, Captain, they're doing a thing they aren't supposed to do. Come and murder them, because we all know that you, in particular, are well known for your love of murder. This fella's yelling, Captain. He's blowing their cover. That really doesn't give me much to go on, though, does it? In terms of, like, actually figuring out his identity. These guys are setting up the boat. They're gonna drag her over here and... Well, like, see, here's the thing I'm not clear about. Why are there people in this boat doing a thing, but then this guy, they're over here in this boat? If they were gonna put them all out to sea, would they not do it together? Are some of the crew are... No, it's not some of the crew are sympathetic to the Formosans and trying to get them off the ship before they're all murdered, because, right, she is unhappy about the thing that is happening right now. They are not helping her escape. They're dragging her against her will. Yeah, I don't know, and it's not becoming any clearer standing here and looking at it, so let's just keep moving forward. Huh, were there 2 goats? No, these are pigs. Is this a different cage than the goat cage? What happened to these pigs? Where'd the goat come from? This is also probably not exactly crucial information. Well, this is why I'm doing this whole timeline thing, right? Because I want to understand better what actually happened. So then there's the calling. This is the first image of this thing. Okay, so right, then we connect to this part of the boats here. Keep course due east. Reach the Canaries in 3 days. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn. So they're escaping in the boats. At this point, it seems like the Formosans are more okay with what's happening. Right? They're not being kidnapped. They must be being kidnapped, though. Because why would she have been so upset otherwise? I'm okay. The chest must not fall into the ocean. They know that there are monsters that are interested in what's going to be in the chest. And then this guy is... Okay, yeah. So these... Lim and her dudes are being, renditioned here against their will. And somebody who can understand what they're saying is tattling, basically, to the crew members who can't understand them. Hey, they're talking about monsters over here. So... The sketch describes them as Formosan royalty, right? But it's in quotation marks, so I kind of thought it might have been ironic, like, oh, look at these hoity-toity guys, what are they, royalty? But no. Maybe they're actually literally royalty, and what these dudes are doing is trying to secure themselves a ransom. So this is the... Hold on, we gotta go back into that memory. There's one thing I wasn't actually looking for because I got distracted, but that might be really important. Do we see the chest at this point? Has the chest been loaded into one of the boats? It looks... I don't see it in there. But it must be, right? It must be in one of them. Yeah, okay, it's already been loaded up here. So by this time... They know that this is valuable. They're stealing this. And maybe it's just because it's something that the Formosans brought on board with them, and if we're ransoming them, we gotta bring their belongings, because who knows what people might be willing to pay for. I wish I had a better sense of which guy was able to understand them and was telling the other sailors what they were saying. Oh, hey. Wait a minute, there's another cage up here. Is this our goat? No, that's also a pig. Here's a bunch of chickens. Maybe the goat cage is beyond the part of the map that I can see. How do we progress from the execution to here? It can't have been long, because this dude's not even been cut down yet. But, like, everyone on the ship was present at the execution. Maybe this, like, happened as soon as enough people had dispersed, the conspirators threw their plan into action? I guess. So that does not give us any information about who this guy is, but we at least have some kind of understanding of what's happening. Maybe. I have a guess as to what's happening, is maybe a more honest way to put that. Okay, then we get to here. This guy says some stuff, and it's written in Cyrillic, so he is possibly Russian. He was one of the gunmen. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not using the passenger manifest to try to match people up by their jobs on the ship. Do we know the identity of any of the people who were shooting in the execution scene? I think we don't. But if we did... No, if we did, we could maybe do a generalized guess. Like if one of them has a particular job on the ship, maybe they all have that job. Let's have a look at the manifest. Sorry I keep tabbing out and stuff. The controls for getting in and out of stuff in the book are a little unintuitive to me. So, like, who's going to be doing the shooting here? Gunners? One presumes? At least possible. Aren't enough gunners for that to be the case. Hey, there's a glossary of boat words at the end of this thing, right? Hold on, let's just... What does all this stuff actually mean? The bosun is in charge of general crew operations and the equipment required to sail the ship, so he's like maintains stuff. Or keeps an eye on stuff and tells others when it needs to be maintained. Gunners are in charge of weapons and military procedures on the ship. The purser is an administrative official who accounts for cargo value. Yeah, pretty much what you might guess from the name. A surgeon is a surgeon. Not a big surprise there. Carpenter, I know what that does. Helmsman, in control of the ship's wheel, general moment-to-moment navigation. A steward is like a servant. Okay, here we go. Here we're getting into the more specific stuff that I don't know yet. A midshipman is an officer in training. Is basically an assistant to officers, usually of privileged status. Okay. A topman is a better seaman. This guy is higher rated. He got 4 stars on Pirate Yelp. Works in the sails and rigging. I guess I could have guessed that from the name. This guy's just kind of like a general laborer dude. I know what rigging is. Yeah, okay, we know the rest of this stuff. Alright, that's not actually that helpful. So where were we at here? We were at the calling. That's right, Mother of God, they're here. Bang, the chest. Aha, okay, here we go, bang. We need to go into this memory. Which is to say, accessible only through another corpse. Right, yeah, we have to go into this through the back end of the memory, through those bodies on the deck. Okay. So, I think it is reasonable to guess that Bang is the guy nearest the chest, and that is why he is being called out to? He is perhaps the guy who actually opened it? I think that is a reasonable guess. That dude may be Bang. Let's see if we can walk back into the actual part 2 memory here.
You still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Okay. This dude could totally be O'Hagan, maybe? O'Hagan's gonna be somebody near the oars. I'm imagining. Somebody who looks injured near the oars. So maybe this guy? Oh, could be. Really tough to say. That's Nichols, right? Yeah. Okay. Turns out Nichols is terrified of mermaids. Who would have guessed? This guy, who's just kind of standing around in the picture, don't have a good sense of his deal. So O'Hagan is somebody who looks like they might be dead near the oars. Probably. Possibly this guy. Possibly this guy. Not enough. Not enough to go on yet, I don't think. I will say... this guy's clothing is kind of unusual. I wonder if he Well, let's go look at the passenger manifest. I have a thought here. I know, it's shocking to everybody. Listen, I'm as disturbed by it as anyone. So what if that guy's clothes? So there's somebody on these boats who can understand what the Formosans are saying and is reporting it to the others, but he can't really understand it well. So I'm wondering if it's maybe like one of the Chinese guys, and if the fact that his clothing looks a little unlike the kinds of clothing that we're seeing on the other sailors, is supposed to imply that this, like, that looks more traditionally Chinese to me, but also I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So this could entirely be ignorance. I don't know. Not enough to go on yet. I think this guy's O'Hagan then. And we don't know, like, we don't have anything else. I'm gonna for now mark him as O'Hagan. Patrick O'Hagan. Could be. This guy, no, not you. This guy, I'm saying Bang. Where are the Formosans? Okay, that's not great. None of them are named Bang. Nor is anybody else on this thing. Man, maybe Bang is like a... Well, I was about to say maybe Bang is like a word. You know, not a name, but I suppose if it was a word, it would have been translated. Oh, no, it says Bang right there. It says Bang right there, is what it says. Okay. And that, by process of elimination... Uh-oh, what's up? This is a deduction rating. Higher rating means it will be more difficult to deduce this person's identity. Focus on the easily deduced identities first and leave the more difficult ones for later. Here's the thing. If we're assuming like these dudes are these people are the four Formosans, like, that guy has to be process of elimination, right? 3 more fates correct. Okay. This is what I was hoping for. This some easy ones to pick up. So I'm talking about ransoms here, right? But maybe I'm thinking too small. Maybe it was that the people on the ship knew these guys had something of potentially magical significance with them, and as such, they were after it for that reason, right? They were just like, they wanted the cool magic thing. So this guy is that guy. He is that super clear? What happened to him? Can we go... Which memory are we in right now? 3? Yeah, we need to go back to 4. Good to note that this is wrong. Devoured by a terrible beast is incorrect. We know that she's Lim. But we know that the cause of death here is wrong, then. Because this would have been typeset by now otherwise. Okay, hold on. I need to go back into part 4 of this. Because we got to see what is up with this dude that that Bang is fighting with. Okay, yeah, so he's looking pretty rough right now. Knife? Was knifed. There's a knife in his neck. Probably by Bang, one has to assume. So let's jump in there. This guy was knifed by Bang Sia, maybe is how that's pronounced. Possibly. Unfortunately, got no name for you, so I can't guess much more than that. if we can figure out the identities of a couple of the conspirators here, we might be able to deduce some stuff about the rest of them. What do we know about O'Hagan? What's his deal? O'Hagan, what's your story? Your story is you're some guy. You're just some random guy who works on the ship. Okay. So O'Hagan and Nichols together, that probably doesn't actually tell me very much. Okay, so it is worth noting he opens the top of the thing. Like the drawer with the conch shell in it is also open, but the conch shell's like over here in this boat or something, isn't it? I vaguely remember that it's somewhere. Maybe incorrectly. Oh, she has it. She grabbed it right before she got obliterated. But so there's another thing going on with this chest. It had both the conch shell in it and then also some kind of means to defend the conch shell, I guess? Okay. What's your deal? You weren't devoured, is what your deal is. The terrible beast thing is probably right. We don't actually have confirmation, I guess, that the mermaids count as terrible beasts. Is that maybe... Hold on, is that true? Did anybody who was speared by a terrible beast was marked in, so they do count as terrible beasts. What we know then is that she was bitten though, right? The mermaid like jumped out of the water and bit her. Hold on. Shoot, I forgot which body we used. It was this one? Because this will be the memory where she's actually being attacked.
O'Hagan, you still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sorry.
So I mean, it sure looks like this is a kill by chomping, but maybe this is more of a clawed type situation. Yeah, let's call it clawed, I guess, for now. Still don't know if it's right or not, but now we know if we get another typeset and Lim is not in there, then we know that this also is wrong. So, don't know anything about you. Don't really know anything about you. Yeah, not really. Could be anybody. Okay. Let's keep moving forward. We're making some progress, though. So this whole thing occurred. Actually, I need to get into this memory. All right, let me step out of here. Where's my door? Yeah, I need to get into part 6. Because now we know the identities of enough of these people that we can probably fill in who shot him. You're Nichols, right? I think that's Nichols.
Ahoy! Well, back. The captain. Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield! Hold your fire!
Nichols was trying to get back on board the ship and surrendered, but was shot by that guy whose identity we totally do have. And now we know why he was shot by this guy, right? Okay. Okay, man, we're figuring this out. This guy has strong feelings about you attempting to make off with his people. That is Chiotan. Right? That was right? Yes. And we're certain of that guy's identity. Yes. Okay. Cool. So that's 100% for certain correct. Cool. Now we have 2 people who were not... Yeah, people who were dragged off the boats. Can't really make guesses as to their identities at the moment. Okay. Let's walk out of this memory and then check out the Unholy Captives chapter. So I didn't have the context to understand this at the time, but those scary spider monster things are... Those are the corpses of the mermaids, right? Right, because they had like a human body sort of like on their back or like as their torso, and it was the mermaids. So... lift this out and take it below. The hell's going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends? What are they? What are these monsters? Where are they from? You must tell us everything. The shell must be protected. We will all die. Talks about a shell. It's very dangerous. Okay, hold on. I need this. I need to be in this memory. Where? All right. Center of the deck. These guys.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是虾米？未来全部讲出来，拢是恁害啦！迄个害的较对人无顾好，是啥人滚死的啊？He talk about the shell. Very dangerous.
Shell? What shell?
Okay, so they were trying to have a nice conversation about the shell and everything, when all of a sudden the mermaid corpse was being hauled on board, freaked out, and started killing everybody. So this is the captain here who is interrogating them, right? Yeah, that's the captain. So, are you... Which speaker are you? I need this to not be doing that. Okay. Maybe this one? Because the captain was looking right at him. Right, so I assume that's because the captain was speaking directly to him. So, he talks about a shell. Who's the other speaker here? No, you're the guy who's saying he talks about a shell. Because you're the one who's not currently captured. That doesn't help me very much, unfortunately. Yeah, we don't really get a lot out of this memory. Alright, where's the door? Hold on, though there is a second... So this is the guy holding him? He's just also getting spiked through him? Yep, that is absolutely what is occurring. Okay, so that's something we had not filled in yet, but that is definitely what is occurring. Spiked by a terrible beast. Alright, next up. Thomas Sefton, the cook, was clubbed by a terrible beast, trying to drag it below deck. Move the boats astern, throw the bodies over. Give them to me and I can fry us a solid meal. Yes, he's a cook, right? So not a lot for us to get out of this one. We figured that one out already. This guy was crushed by falling cargo. Hold on, let's get in that memory. So I need to step out of this one. That memory is corpse just offset from the center of the deck toward the nosy part of the ship. You? No, that is wrong. That's the guy who got struck by lightning, which is a crazy thing to happen. Right, because this is on the ORLOP deck. Boy, I kind of wish we had a UR here. Is it this guy? Yes, okay. So, this is just body fallen. Yeah, not a lot I can do with that, actually. Just somebody, I mean, that hat is probably telling me something, but I don't know what. Don't know enough about that kind of hat. But yeah, this is just bad luck. Or maybe a curse, who knows. Okay, not useful. Not yet, anyway. And then the next body here is this guy who... We need to go down to the cargo hold. This is a lot easier to understand with all of the information. Okay, this is the guy where there's not really a corpse. There's just like that on the ground, right? I don't even really know what that's supposed to be. It's like a shoe and some bones or something.
What madness is this? 20 years my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself.
Those ungodly beasts carry a curse! Throw them back or doom us all!
Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses.
Come on.
All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg?
Okay, so there's two guys yelling at each other. One of them, this guy, is the steward of whoever he was fighting with. The captain? Captain got a steward? Is that a thing? Look at the list. Wait, put this away. Show me the crew. Yes, there is in fact a captain's steward. Right? Yeah. Philip Dahl. That guy is Philip Dahl. I think. I'm fairly sure you are Philip Dahl. I don't know how much that really helps us, but that's what I'm thinking is the case. Okay, what else can we get? There's a lot of dialogue here. So what I found was, like, what was remaining of the bottom part of this guy's leg and foot. That's what the object that we interacted with to get into this. So... this is something. I don't know what that is. I don't know what language that is. All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg? So when he says John, is he talking to the guy whose leg is missing? Is this like he's reassuring the patient and then muttering to himself, where's the rest of his leg? Or is he saying to someone else named John, this guy's going to be fine, but where's the rest of his leg at? Like, we could use that. So it might be the case that this guy is John. Or it might not. The captain's first name is not John, right? Isn't his name Robert? Yeah. So he's not talking to Robert. Could be talking to a John Davies. He could also be talking to... really only one? No, there's a John Naples as well. I was going to say, for the name John to be unique on the ship would be unusual, I would think. Well... so we do have to actually fill in a cause of death yet here. He was chopped with a sword? Was he in the last memory? Because I don't exactly know what happened to him. You could probably say he was torn apart. He's definitely in two pieces. Alright, unholy captives. This unknown soul was, I'm gonna say, torn apart by a terrible beast. Or, no, that's not right. This is definitely wrong. But what was he? What did happen? Let's go back to this memory and see if we can see that guy in it. Which means, where is my door? It's over here. Really, I can't, like, edge past you guys? Okay, fine. Because nothing like action-wise has actually happened in between those two things, right? The monsters hadn't properly sprouted yet. Man, I really want to get just one more fate tied down here because we have two fates that I feel like are probably pretty correct. And I would love to actually check those. So, this guy gets splatted. We don't currently see... Oh, hey. Okay, you could be a carpenter. Oh, this guy could be a carpenter. Are there two carpenters on the crew manifest? Carpenter and carpenter's mate. I bet these two are the two guys here. Unfortunately, we don't have enough information to make any other calls on this, but let's focus on what we're focusing on. So can I see... We don't have access to the lower deck from here. No, the answer is no. I cannot, in fact, see where that other guy would be at this moment. Because he must have already sustained his injury by now, right? Maybe I need to be even in the previous memory? And none of you guys are anybody who is helpful to this thing at all. So we're stepping back into the previous memory here. See if we can see this guy already.
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this?
Okay, this is the cook thing.
Give me tea and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Now, take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? It's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
So the guy we're looking for... Now we're looking for a guy who's had a big chunk of his leg just broken right off. Basically, not this memory then. He's a bald guy, and a big chunk of his leg will be missing. That should be the real dead giveaway. Yep, it's him. His leg is still good right now. So he'll be the guy who's at the back of the stretcher in the part 3 memory. But I think he's still fine in that memory. Or maybe his leg is the reason that this all happens? That's him. That's him there. So, obviously, leg intact. It kind of looks like he just tripped over the dead cook. But, like, what happened to him between here and there that his, like, a huge chunk of his leg is gone? Huh. This unknown soul had, like, a bad accident is what happened. He tripped. Is tripped on here? It's not. I mean, one assumes that what happened between there and here, it's like, is this conversation between the captain and the captain's steward actually relevant to what happened to this guy? It might not be. It might be that this guy was just moved downstairs and he was moved into the area where the captain and his mate were arguing, or the captain and his steward were arguing already. I'm going to abandon this line of inquiry for the moment. We can come back to this. Let's talk about Soldiers of the Sea. This is the part where all the scary stuff starts happening. So, yeah, like the rest of this has been very normal and calm. Let's go ahead and step out of this memory first. Alright, Soldiers of the Sea. This unknown soul was electrocuted. Don't know much about him, unfortunately. We do know he was electrocuted, that's definitely right. This guy was speared by a terrible beast. Is there any, No, there's no meaningful dialogue in any of these. Stay back, it's already done for Nick. So, does this denote that the person that I'm the person whose fate this is the speaker? Let's go find this memory. This is a corpse on the gun deck, which is the deck that I'm on now. Over here. Wait, where is this body? Not you. Okay, so here's the back steps. No, these are the steps that I'm at now. I'm looking at the wrong side of the ship. It's actually over. Sorry. Coming down these steps, it's like that. It's that guy, right? I think it's that guy. Yes. Okay.
What's going on? Stay back. It's already done for Nick. Hey. Come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat.
Okay, so he has said, hey, catch, because he has thrown an axe at this thing, which it is not phased by. Yeah, these are the mermaid bodies. They have sprouted, crustacean, horrible... Ugh. Wait, are these the carpenters? I think they are, and this guy said, come on, boss. And his boss said, no, get down. So this guy is the carpenter's, hold on. This guy is, where's the carpenters? They were together on the thing, right? This guy's Marcus Gibbs? Carpenter, mate means below, right? Okay, and we got Lim correct now. Okay, that's actually very, very useful because that also tells us the identity of the other guy there. Hey, look at that. We're figuring this out. We're like a quarter done. Alright, so I know then that you are... you are Winston Smith, and this is right. Cool, so we're two more good fates off of another confirmation then. Okay, I'm very pleased that this is working as a strategy. It's already done for Nick. Who is Nick? Where's our buddy Nick? I guess at this point, Nick is somebody who died prior to this. So, you know, flip back. I could probably have just jumped to the table of contents here. This dude's Nick? This dude might be a person named Nick. How many Nicks do we have on the ship? Nicholas Botterill. Topman, that makes sense. That's... Yeah, okay. Right, because, yeah, he gets killed by it way up there. We should probably go into this memory just to make sure that that makes sense. Alright, up to the... Sorry, I gotta walk out of this memory first. Where is the door? Who are you? I don't know who that guy is. That guy is not directly relevant to what is happening. Nope, that's not the door. That's just a door. It's some other door. Actually, we can probably see... Okay. You're the guy that I'm suspecting is Nick. This beard might be more appropriate than spiked, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. But yeah, okay, I'm confident that that's right. So, we still need to door out of this memory. Where the heck is the door? I can door out of here, right? Maybe I have to go into the Nick memory and then door out of that memory? Nope, my door's right there. Must have looked right at it when I came up on deck. So I think we're getting pretty close here to some more of these being right. Okay, let's talk about these guys. These corpses are the ones that are in the dead center of the top deck. Sorry, is this the top deck? It is not. It is the ORLOP deck. Dead center of this deck. These two. A lot of unpleasant noises, not so much in the way of identifying information, unfortunately. So, yeah. Not that helpful. Then this guy got spiked. There was no text involved, so we have no clues as to his identity. There's a lot of that going around here. You don't move, I'll get you down. So he's trying to pull the guy. The guy got spiked to the wall. They were trying to pull him down. That's not super helpful. Hey, this is interesting. Why don't we go into this one? So this is the guy who is behind the wall on the ORLOP deck. Let me door out of this memory real quick. It's this way? Yeah, here we go, here we go. Right, this guy was like accidentally shot through the wall or something. We might be able to identify who accidentally shot him, though, and if we are correct about that, I think it could give us another set of 3. I still don't entirely know what a lazarette is.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
So you were shot through the wall, probably... It's looking like maybe by the captain? Does anybody else here have a... That guy has a gun. His gun is aimed pretty well, but, like, the captain's gun is facing away. There's no way he fired that shot and then whipped the gun around to that defensive position fast enough, right? The barrel's 180 degrees over from where it would have to be. And I'm not allowed to walk around into the main part of the ship here. It could, I suppose, be you, but that doesn't really, like... I don't know who you are, so that doesn't help me fill in this fate. Yeah. The other thing that could be happening here, and it would be clearer to me if we could see the other side of the wall, is that this might be a monster spike coming through the wall instead. I really don't know. And I don't know who you are. Okay, not that helpful as a memory, it turns out. There's a huge amount of blood on the ground. Was this guy wounded and then why? Who is this guy and why is he back here? Because it looks like he's been bleeding the whole time, right? Yeah, I don't know. So we just don't quite have this one under control yet. We'll get around to it. Let's keep moving forward in the timeline. A hideous monster perished simultaneously with a brave but unfortunate soul. It looks like probably Winston Smith, the carpenter, who managed to kill one of them. Good job, Mr. Smith. Alright, then we're back to the Doom. We haven't actually looked at anything from this chapter in a long time. Lars Lind was clubbed by somebody. Over my head, you bloody Dane. Okay, here we go. Thought I'd forget you killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes. It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing. Okay. I should go jump in this memory real fast. Let's go up to the main deck. You know, the top deck. It's the proper nautical term. It's the deck that's on top. It's the top deck. Okay, sure are an awful lot of dead people absolutely everywhere around here. So, if this is the front of the ship, then it's this guy?
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Okay, so the killer has a very British accent and a brother. Who are you? I don't know anything about you. Okay. A guy from England with a brother. Let's see here. Ah, man, a huge amount of the crew is going to be from England, though. Evans, Wallace, Perrott, Davies, Sefton. No, it's not Sefton. Dalton, Spratt, Jackson, Bird. Man. Anderson, James, Milroy. Oh, God, there's a lot of people from England on this boat, and a lot of them have unique last names. Peters, Brennan, Booth, Shirley, and Peters. Oh, hold on. We got us a pair of Peterses. So they're both just low-ranking sailor dudes. This guy is Nathan Peters or Samuel Peters, and his brother, killed by falling cargo because of the ropes, is the other one. This is maybe a little cheesy, but actually, given that I think I have two fates correct right now, we could just try this as both of the Peters brothers and see if it sticks. There we go. Okay, this was a good time to have this problem. Okay, so that makes our killer here the other Peters brother. Guess and check is not like the coolest way to solve mysteries in video games, but the mechanics, you know, they led us to this place. So you are this unknown soul met an unknown fate. Well, he's not that unknown. He's in 15 memories. He disappeared in the Doom. My guess is that this fellow was drowned by the giant octopus. I mean, the doom is the part of the thing we're looking at now, right? So let's just keep pushing. I guess I should not have marked that without having a little bit more confidence. Edward Spratt was crushed by the terrible beast. We have that part figured out. In a moment of vulnerability. So this guy is possibly a gunner or just like a general seaman, which this doesn't help me. That's going to be true of a lot of people at this moment, though, right? Christian Wolf was blasted with a cannon by a terrible beast. Octopodes are very bright. They're good at learning to use tools. I once saw a video of an octopus being attacked by like a shark or something, and it put all its tentacles like down on the ground and grabbed a bunch of seashells and then rolled itself up in them so that it was just like a ball of seashells, which the shark had a hard time getting through. So, yeah, it's not that weird that they would learn to use a cannon. Who is this? How did they die? Hey, let's ask some questions about this one. Location of the corpses, gun deck, over there by the bosun stuff. I think we'll try to get through the rest of this chapter's deaths, and then maybe call it there for the day. So we gotta go down onto the gun deck. Yes, this is stuff we haven't looked at in like a really long time. Okay, we don't really need the audio that much. So, right, is this the one where I had a really hard time figuring out where the second guy even was? I think it is. Because it's actually not that dude who looks like he's being crushed by the cannons. And it's not the guy who's being obviously blasted by the cannon. What does the second guy look like? Hey. Yeah, I don't even see this other dude. Is that... No, that's just tentacle out there. There's nobody in that tentacle. I mean... There's a lot of chaos occurring at this moment, but there's not a lot of ship that I'm allowed to walk on in this vignette, so he's got to be really right up around here somewhere. Yeah, I could not find this guy at all. There's that hat. It's not this dude. That guy, I'm very curious about his identity, though. This is the guy with the swirly tattoos, who we did figure out his stuff. This is not him. Where even is this other guy in this memory? Nope, that's not him. Yeah, his presence here suggests that he will be here, but I just don't see him. I'm going to feel like a total idiot when somebody points this out. I guess I won't read that until after I have figured it out, but... Yeah, I just actually do not see another person here. 45. I guess that doesn't really help me. I was going to say, we might be able to deduce the identity of the gunner because we know the number, but I guess the number is already paired with a name on the crew manifest. Yeah, still not actually able to get anything out of this one. Alright, let's just keep moving on then, I guess. This unknown soul was crushed by a loose cannon in a way that doesn't really help me. This guy got blown up by the powder barrel. Again, like no way to ascertain an identity here. Same deal here. This guy got torn in half by octopus tentacles. You can see the tearing happening right there. Lovely. Abigail was crushed by falling rigging. We figured that out pretty early on. And this is a total guess. I have no idea what happened to Nathan Peters. I know who he is. So hold on a second, though. This is part 4. So it was presumably a little bit later than part 1. But we know that during part 1, this guy was up on a lifeboat on the side of the ship. So, okay, hold on. Let me step back in here. So I wonder if he is indeed out the window. Right, like the octopus having pulled him off the side of the ship. Might we be able to see him? Because he'd be up on the top deck right now, which I cannot go up onto. But deduction leads me to believe that he was like just pulled off the ship, probably drowned by a terrible beast is going to turn out to be correct. All right, I have some faith in that. I'm feeling a lot better about it now than I was when I put it in. I'll say that. Okay. Anybody else? I have no idea who you are, or like, there's real good odds that all of these people were just dragged off the ship, but until we have names on any of them, there's no sense in filling that in, right? Okay. Bargain, we do not get to know anything about. We may as well just finish going through the timeline here. So the escape chapter. Put me down, let me go. Oh, I guess they're saying it was a squid. I haven't been able to see the body of the creature, just the tentacles, so I guess they have a better idea than I do. It's probably a squid, but do squid tentacles look like that? Long with the suckers all down the bottom part? I guess maybe. Okay, so there's a giant squid. Squid are not as smart, I don't think, but it doesn't have to be that smart to accidentally knock a cannon over on someone. Where's my Frenchman? This guy says Verdammt. Okay, so we're looking like... Did I determine that there wasn't a German guy on board the ship? Maybe. Oh! But they speak German in Austria. And his mate is a Frenchman. Okay. Alright. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I'm just pressing buttons at random at this point. This guy is... This unknown soul is, in fact, almost certainly Alfred Klestel. He's potentially Alfred Klestel. He met with an unknown fate. I bet we can fix that one. Where's that? That's the gun deck. Alright, back of the gun deck. I bet we can put this one together. Is he the guy who died sitting up in the chair? He must be.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
It's the squid. Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
Verdammt. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
Okay, well the good news is I didn't make up the curse. The other good news is that we know that the Frenchman was torn apart, but like... Oh, this guy probably also counts as torn apart, huh? His whole arm is missing. I'm going to call that torn apart by the beast. So we know that the Frenchman was also torn apart, although we don't know who the Frenchman is. Could really be any of these dudes. I assume he is one of the disappeared. Although, hold on, did we ever get a name on the guy that we saw on the deck actually... Oh, yeah. This is the guy who was actually torn apart. He could be the Frenchman. Maybe. kind of curious. Hold on. If I do this. No, alright, I'm gonna unknown officer. I'm gonna just set that back to unknown. I was just kind of curious if that might complete a thing. Yeah, alright. So we know the Frenchman was torn apart, but we don't, like... Without some idea of who he is or where he is, that doesn't really help me that much. We can't get up onto the deck to see who might be up there torn apart at this moment, so... you're coming out of the first mate's quarters, but we already know that you're the first mate. Probably from that very piece of information. Also, it's weird to describe someone as your Frenchman. It's just, like... Don't do that. That's a strange thing to do. Alright, so let's get back into this. Probably torn apart by a terrible beast is what they're looking for. Paul Moss was killed with a sword. Oi, you'll not take the last boat. Alright, let's get up here and figure this one out. He is up on the top deck. We gotta look at who is killing him with the sword and see if we cannot deduce something here. He is this guy?
Last one. Move quick.
Alright, I don't really know who that guy is. This guy's probably Paul. He's Paul Moss. Did we get her name? She shot him, right? Is she also a Moss? Am I able to make that guess? Paul Moss is from Wales. That might have some value to us. There's another person from Wales. I do not see another Moss, so that's not his wife, it's just somebody that he knows. Yeah, not that helpful, actually. Yeah, we can't even begin to make a guess on this one. So people are trying to bail off the boat, not enough lifeboats to go around. Even though the two that were used to try to kidnap the Formosans were recovered, right? Alright, yeah, so I can't really let them go. Yeah, I can't do anything with this. Captain cannot be trusted. You have a plan? Yes, we take the ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. So these guys are planning the mutiny, and this dude is one of the people planning the mutiny? I thought this guy was the one who was shouting mutiny, but if it is indeed the case that the X denotes the deceased in the transcript, then this guy was in fact trying to stop this other guy from shouting mutiny, and just a struggle over the gun. Unfortunately, doesn't really help me very much at this moment. Then you got clubbed by that guy. Again, this dude is prolific. He appears in a lot of the memories. I really wish we could get his identity figured out. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him. Okay, Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit. That's something. Also, this guy interacted with somebody named Pete. Hold on. 15 memories. Great. Tried to pull him back. So this guy was present with somebody named Pete. But I hate the fact that he's in 15 memories. I guess show us the memories on the deck map? Wait, he's in that? Where is he in that?
Last one. Move quick.
No, that's not him. That's obviously not going to be him. He must be... He's down here somewhere. That's the captain shooting a gun in the air, because that's going to help. That's not you. That's not you. That's the guy who kills everybody. Oh, at this point, he's already been knifed or something, right? He's listening in on these guys plotting a mutiny over the corpse of the bosun. Okay, so this is too recent. I need something a little bit older with him in it. Show me... He was present for a bunch of the parts of Escape. He was present for that. I tried to pull him back. Oh, this one might be a little bit of a... Okay, he was present when that happened. That's probably not what he's talking about. Yeah, it's got to be one of these things in the Doom, right? Or the Unholy Captives? Pete. Who's Pete? Pete's not the name of the cook, is it? No, okay. So when he says Pete, I guess a way we could do this is by looking for Pete in the memories, right? I guess although we probably don't have Peter Milroy's name connected to a person yet. So that's actually not even gonna work as a method. Peter Milroy's just a midshipman. That doesn't tell me anything about where he would be at any given moment. Alright, well, hold on. Let's worry about this later, because this is not even about deducing this guy's identity. It's really about deducing Pete's identity. So let's just push on for now. A couple of people did manage to make it off the ship, I think. But it doesn't help me to fill that in unless I know their names. Right, I need whole fates. Yep, still don't have any idea who this guy is. Still don't have any idea who this guy is. Okay, well, I think we got all the low-hanging fruit there. And we did get quite a few filled in. I think probably this is where we're going to call it for now. I'm going to have to come back with a little bit of an actual strategy. I may off camera, go and look through all the memories that involve that one dude and see if I can determine where he was trying to pull someone back, figure out who Pete is, and see if that maybe leads to something else. So, for now, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. I think this is super cool. I'm having a really good time. Come back next time to find out who Pete is. Probably I will know by then, maybe. And we'll see you then.